In this section, we're focusing our attention on permissions and security. So let's get going. The first video in this section is tackling the topic of user roles. When managing security roles, we need to be aware of a few core concepts. First off, we have some default roles defined on the core platform. These are available out of the box and can be used as such. As you'll find out soon after starting to customize the application, these roles only cover default entities and processes. Once you add your customization, you will need to either extend these roles or create new custom roles. It is a good practice to create a new custom role once you start to extend the platform. Note that, as we've seen previously, you can assign more than one security role to a user. This has a cumulative effect, and the permissions for your users will be a total of all permissions from the various security roles assigned. When defining security roles, there are two main types of permissions. Record level privileges, which define the type of action a user can perform on a record, as well as task-based privileges, which focus more on the privileges to perform specific tasks on the platform. As a best practice, you should create all new custom security roles as part of a solution and in the topmost parent business unit. This way, you can have a solution that you can easily move from one organization to another when you need to promote your role changes from one environment to another. So let's head over to our Dynamics 365 customer engagement instance and see how we can perform some of role configurations and administration. We start by navigating to our Dynamics 365 customer engagement instance. You need to be an administrator of this instance in order to make these changes. Navigate to Settings, Security, and select the Security Roles option. Here, you are presented with a listing of all the available security roles on the platform. You can see in the second column the business unit in which these roles are available. You can filter this view by a specific business unit from the drop-down at the top of the screen. As mentioned before, you should keep all the security roles in the topmost parent business unit. On the ribbon, you are presented with an option to create a new security role. For the most part, you will only use this option when creating a very focused role meant as an addition to an already existing role. For example, if you have a custom entity and you know that typical sales representatives need access to this entity, you could create a new custom role that, when assigned in conjunction with the salesperson role, gives the salespeople additional access to the custom entity. Typically, what you will do is start from an existing role and configure a new role that extends it. In order to do that, select the role you will use as a starting point, let's say the customer service representative role, and from the More Actions drop-down, select the Copy Role option. The pop-up window allows you to give the new role a name. Let's call it Customer Service Representative Extended, and make sure the Open the New Security Role checkbox is selected. This takes you directly to the role configuration screen where you can add the necessary configurations. On the configuration screen, when the copy completes, you are presented with various tabs giving you access to the type of granular security settings you need to configure. On the Custom Entities tab, at the far right, you can find the custom entities added. In this example, I have an idea and an idea feedback entities that were added custom, and I can give this role access to create, read, write, as well as append and append to. Note the access level granted for each of these privileges. We'll be covering more of this in the next video when we look at configuring a brand new user role. For now, let's save and close this new role we just configured. Once you refresh the list of available roles, you will find the new role we just created. Other actions you can take on this list is you can export a list of all roles to Excel. This is a good option to use when you need to create documentation. You can also remove a role from here, but you should probably do it from the solution it was brought in with. If we go to Settings, Solutions, and we open up a custom solution created, like the packed demo solution, you can navigate to Security Roles and add existing on the ribbon. Here, you can find the newly created role and add it to your solution. With the new security role created, we can now go to a user profile by navigating to Settings, Security, and selecting users. Find and open up the profile for John Smith, click on Manage Roles, and select the newly created role along with the existing roles already assigned. Now, we've added permissions to John for the custom idea and idea feedback entities. This wraps up the first part of the permissions and security section of our course.